Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. I wanted to do a quick video today giving you the top 5 tips to becoming a successful Airbnb host. I wanted to create this video because the past year I was able to create my first Airbnb here in Houston, and I've learned a lot throughout this year, and I'm actually getting ready to list my second property very soon. Where I'm sitting right now is where I will have my second property. So I want to give you 5 key beginner tips to help someone or anyone out there that is thinking about creating a side hustle and becoming an Airbnb host, especially if you're thinking about doing it in the Houston area. So my 5 tips start with, first, if you want this to be a legitimate business and start out organized, the first thing you want to do is to create an LLC and also to get an EIN. So when you get those 2 things, you're able to actually go to apartment complexes and use that information to put on the application to actually be able to get a unit. So for me, for example, my first unit is in an apartment complex. I didn't want to use my personal name on the application, and I wanted to make sure I was able to establish my business, make sure it was legit, and to do it the right way. Because some people will actually, and there's nothing wrong with this, but some people actually use their personal name, but I wanted to go about it the way of getting an apartment to start off my Airbnb business. So when I applied to one of the complexes out here, my business name is called Book a Haven LLC. So I put that on the application along with my EIN. We went through the whole application process, and that's how I was able to get my first unit. So I advise you to do it that way, or if you have a spare bedroom in your house, or if you know someone that owns an actual property that will allow you to use the property for you to run your Airbnb business, that's also a good way to get started. So that's my first tip. Get you an LLC and also an EIN, which will serve as the social security number for your business. And your EIN is also going to come in handy and very important when you get ready to do your taxes. So my second tip is, and I have all my tips here. My second tip is pick a good location. So this is so important to the point where if you have a great location and the apartment or the unit is okay, a lot of times people will overlook the place not being newly renovated if it's in a great location. So for example, with my unit, the apartment is not brand new, but there's moderate renovations or small renovations that they have done to make the place look somewhat new. So the reason why this kind of worked in my favor as far as the location is it's located in the medical center of Houston. So what I did was I targeted units or apartment complexes that were in the medical center, because this will allow me to look for patients, nurses, doctors, anyone that's coming specifically to Houston to be in the medical center. They would pretty much target my apartment. So that's the population that I wanted to serve, and that's what I focused on. So I'm going to continue to find apartments out in the medical center area of Houston because that's what's been working for me. And when I tell you I am always booked, I am always booked. There's always someone there. I actually have 2 women that are staying, 2 guests in my unit that are actually here specifically to go to MD Anderson to get treatment. So basically every time someone books, they're specifically coming to go to the medical center. So my third tip is going to be to get you a mentor. This is so important, and I could be somewhat a little shy, and for me, getting a mentor really helped because my mentor helped me to network with other investors or other people that were actually like-minded and do the same thing that I wanted to do and had the same dreams and aspirations as myself. And this bridge of networking with other people actually is how I was able to find the specific complex that I had. And someone basically told me that they allowed Airbnb at this complex. So if I would have never found my mentor and never had that group of other investors that I was linked with, through my mentor, I would have never been able to get probably my first unit. Or I shouldn't say I wouldn't have been able to, it would have just been a little bit harder. So I say, you know, look in your area, and your mentor does not have to be in your city. That's another thing I want to say. My mentor is here in Houston, but my next mentor can be in Florida, can be in any other state. It doesn't matter. As long as there's someone that has great communication and they're willing to work with you, it works out. And another thing I will have to say is a lot of times when people do mentor you, there is some type of exchange as far as cost. So a lot of times you're going to pay for your mentorship. There has to be some type of mutual benefit for you, but also for the person that's going to be mentoring you. So make sure you keep that in mind. Nothing is for free, okay? So my fourth tip is to get you a good cleaner. This has been so important for me, or just something that has really helped me to solidify getting great reviews, because I have had an awesome cleaner. I've had the same cleaner the whole year. She cleans my property. We have good communication. I actually met her through a co-worker that referred her to me, and she actually cleans other properties in Houston. So I've been working with her for a while, haven't had any issues. If I did have an issue, it's the same person that's always going to my unit. So I just communicate my expectations, or whatever is wrong, I communicate that to her. We resolve the issue, and then it works out great. So with this next unit that I'm going to be doing, she will continue to be my cleaner, and eventually I'll have other substitute or backup cleaners that I will bring on board as I grow my business. And the last thing I wanted to make sure you guys know that is super important is you want to focus on your reviews. So the way that you start out getting good reviews is once you get your pictures taken. There's a lot of things that goes into being a great Airbnb host, but I wanted to give you just the top five that I thought were really, really important. Just really, run quick. But your reviews are going to be important, right? So that customer service, how you treat your guests, your communication, making sure the property is clean, all of that is going to play into the type of review that you're going to get from your guests that's staying in your property. So what you want to do, the key to getting those first 10 really good 5-star reviews, which is going to help you to become a super host, you want to make sure if this is your first property, you're going to discount your price at least for 3 weeks. So what you're going to do is, if that price is discounted, you're going to block off. So you're going to make it to where no one can book for, let's say, the rest of the year. But those 3 weeks, let's say it's the beginning of the month, those first 3 weeks, you're going to allow them to be able to have that discounted price, and they'll go ahead and book and be happy to book because it's discounted, right? And this is new property. So the expectation is going to be easier for you to win them over. Okay, so here's the thing. If you have an Airbnb that is priced for $250, right? And you're just starting out, people are more likely to give you, in my opinion, a bad review. If it's $250, their expectation is going to be high, right? But let's say if your Airbnb, and I'm just throwing out numbers, right, is $70 because you discounted it, then the likelihood of them leaving you a good review, if everything goes smoothly, is a lot higher. So just keep that in mind. First time you want to discount it, and then after that, maybe your second property, you won't have to do that because you'll already be a super host and you already have your 10 reviews. But those 10 reviews are going to be very, very important to how good your listing is going to perform. So those are just my first quick 5 tips I want to share with you. If you guys like this video, please let me know, and I'll make more videos like this in regards to Airbnb and me being an investor and just side hustles and things like that. This is what I do on the side. I am a registered nurse full time. But if you guys like this video, please like it, press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.